I don't want to give up R.J. Barrett, but if I have to give up R.J. Listen, no. If I have to give up, Donovan Mitchell's 25 years old. 25. If I got to give up R.J. Barrett to get Donovan Mitchell, yes, I don't want to. Yeah. I want to hold on to him. I want him with Donovan Mitchell. But if I got to give him up to get Donovan Mitchell, that and 4 picks, yes, I'm doing it. I am doing it. And I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to give you the floor. New York needs a star.
Yeah.
Well, really what the New York Knicks need to do is be a competent organization and, make good moves, develop a culture, draft well, actually work on just doing the basic, bare bones, simple shit instead of trying to hit home runs with these alleged superstars. That with Donovan Mitchell, you have to be extremely careful because you don't want to give up too much for him. Let's be for real, I don't know who would be worth 6 first-round picks. It's damn sure not Donovan Mitchell. I wouldn't give up 5 first-round picks for Donovan Mitchell. That's just me. I don't think Donovan Mitchell is a franchise-altering type player. Right? He's a good player. Like he's a really good player. But I'm not sure that you're willing to give up and mortgage most of your future for Donovan Mitchell, who is 6'1", has had some great moments in the postseason, which Stephen A. and the media and people love to talk about a lot. Also has had some pretty terrible moments, if we're just going to be honest with you. Like last year, for example. Let's be for real, the Utah Jazz underperformed last year. When they underperformed the last 3 years in a row. They underperformed in the bubble. They choked a 3-1 lead. Then they came back, had the best record, I think, in the NBA. Was the number 1 seed in the West. Kawhi Leonard goes down, and they still lose to the Clippers. Then they come back last year, and then they don't have Luka Doncic the first 3 games, and they're down 2-1 to Jalen Brunson. And which Donovan Mitchell actually got outplayed by Jalen Brunson. Yes, has Donovan Mitchell had some great moments in the playoffs? Yes. Has he had some spectacular, just all-time level performances in the playoffs? Yes, but he's also underperformed a lot. So he's not oh my goodness, we can just point to Donovan Mitchell and he has this long history of just being just this spectacular playoff performer, and it's just he's just been incredible every time he stepped on the floor. No, he's been just as much to blame as those losses as we've given to Rudy Gobert. That's not even talking about his defense. I'm talking about just inconsistent offense right now, which is very, very inconsistent, extremely up and down. You never know. Yeah, he might have 40 points. But in that game, he might be shooting 40%. And that's not even to talk about the no defense at all whatsoever. So is Donovan Mitchell really worth giving up, let's just say, 5 first-round picks for Donovan Mitchell? That's a lot. Again, I know some people say, well, R.J. Barrett hasn't done anything. Well, he is only 21. You could give the guy a couple more years at only 23 just to see what he does. He's only played 3 seasons in the league for what you guys are claiming is the most dysfunctional franchise in the league. So, how about we give the dude a chance to actually do something, right? Instead of trying to ship him off immediately for Donovan Mitchell. Let's actually try to develop him. Well, let's just go get the hot name Donovan Mitchell, put him in the Garden, sell some tickets, and maybe go out in the first round. Because again, let's say the Knicks do get trade R.J. Barrett with the 5 first-round picks, and I don't know, maybe someone else in there, and they get Donovan Mitchell. Where do they rank in the East? Let's just go down the list. Are they better than Milwaukee? No. Are they better than the Celtics? No. Will they be better than the Sixers? No. Will they be better than the Heat? No. Hell, I'm not sure the Nets are. I don't know if Kyrie or Kevin Durant's going to get traded. Will they be better than them? Obviously, no. Hell, even if, let's say they do get traded. Let's just say let's say Kyrie gets traded to, let's say Miami for fucking Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson or whatever, and a pick, right? And then let's just say Kevin Durant gets traded to Philly. Let's just say for Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, and Matisse Thybulle. Hell, that Nets team with Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, Thybulle, let's say Tyler Hero, Ben Simmons, hell, that's a playoff. Hell, that might be better than the Knicks. That would still be a good-ass team. So, I'm not even sure if the Knicks with Donovan Mitchell will be a top 5. In fact, I'm going to go out on limits that they're not going to be a top 5 team. So, they're going to be 6, 7, or 8. Let's go with, let's say, the Toronto Raptors. You think the Knicks are going to be better than the Toronto Raptors? I don't know about that. Let's just say you believe Donovan Mitchell is the best player between the Raptors and the Knicks roster. I'm not necessarily sure I would agree with you because, I think Pascal Siakam may be one of the most underrated players in the league right now. He has a 22-23, 8 rebound, 4 assists, really good defense type dude. Right, so again, I feel like overall, you're probably going to actually get more value on the team from Pascal Siakam than you would Donovan Mitchell. But let's just say we give it Donovan Mitchell. Let's just say Donovan Mitchell is the best player between two teams. You can probably make an argument that the next like 4 or 5 guys are actually, in terms of best players between the Raptors and the Knicks, are actually on the Raptors. So I don't even think they're the 6th best team. So now at least 7 and 8. And now you got the Atlanta Hawks. You got what we would assume to be a much improved Cavaliers team. You got the Hornets. Now, the Hornets are very weird right now because, let's just be for real, their organization is going through some issues with their players, to say the least. You know, you get my point. I feel like, at best, they're like really the 7th, 8th, maybe 6th seed if, you know, if everything goes perfectly. And then it's like, okay, well, let's just say you are the 7th or 8th seed and you pull the Celtics or you pull Bucks. All right, you're gonna lose that series in the first round. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Right? Or hell, I didn't even mention hell. Let's just say the Nets get Jalen Brown, Marcus Smart, you know, and Derek White is like a pick. Hell, again, the Nets are still better than you then, in my opinion. I don't think the difference between Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brown is that much, by the way. So I think at best the Knicks are the 6th best team. At worst, they're the 8th seed fighting in the play-in. Because I'm not sure how a backcourt of 2 6'1" players or 6-foot players, how is that gonna really work out? Like in terms of the defense, right? Like neither one of these 2 players, Jalen Brunson or Donovan Mitchell, are known as defensive players. In fact, they're known as being kind of on the bad side of defense. Right? They're more closer players. They're more closer to being bad on defense than they are to being like, you know, good defensive players. So I'm just not sure how that's going to work out. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's this like home run, definitely go get Donovan Mitchell if you can type of deal. I'm not sure how much Donovan Mitchell actually raises your ceiling at the end of the day. I'm not sure like how much impact he's going to have. And again, I know some people are going to say, well, he hasn't missed the playoffs. He's made the playoffs every single year. You know, made the second round multiple times. I get all that, but you're acting like they had terrible rosters or something. Again, those rosters were great. There was some good rosters. I'm not going to say great, but there were some really good rosters. I mean, he did have Rudy Gobert. I mean, guys, Rudy Gobert did win 3 Defensive Players of the Year. Like, he did win 3 of them. He is one of the best defensive players in, like, the last, 20 plus years. Like, come on. Like, he wasn't terrible, guys. He did have really good role players everywhere. Joe Ingles was good for his first few years. They had Bojan, that guy. They had, of course, Mike Conley. Mike Conley, I think he made an all-star with the Jazz, if I'm not mistaken, right? They had Derek Favors, Royce O'Neal. Like, they had a lot of solid, good guys on the team. What a good coach. So let's stop acting like, you know, Donovan Mitchell was carrying bums to 50 wins. No, he had a good roster. And again, they actually underperformed multiple times, and they should have advanced further. They only made it the second round. They never made it out the first round, despite having multiple opportunities to do so. Every year, like, oh, this is the Utah year, and then they choke in the postseason. Period. They flamed out 3 straight years. 2020, 2021, 2022, they flamed out 3 straight years, in which they underperformed. They lost earlier than they should have. Donovan Mitchell was terrible in a couple of those series. Fact. He had a couple of terrible showings versus the Rockets. He was shooting like 37%, 38%, and all that stuff. Like, come on. Donovan is not like some damn Michael Jordan, Larry Bird playoff. Again, last year for the Utah Jazz, in the postseason, he averaged 25.5 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. He only shot 21% from 3 and 40% from the field. This was against the damn Dallas Mavericks. So, I mean, like, everybody was shitting on Rudy Gobert, and he wasn't playing no D. So, again, look. Hell, he shot 32% in 2018-19. Against the Houston Rockets, he shot 32% from the field. So, again, pump the brakes. If you can get him at a good price, go ahead. But 5 first-round picks and all this nonsense.
Needs a star. Yeah. We need a star. I'm not talking about a Patrick Ewing caliber star that needs somebody to throw you with the ball 15 feet from the basket for a turnaround jump shot. I'm talking about the star Melo was supposed to be. And to a lesser degree, he was. Donovan Mitchell is 25. There is no LeBron James in the Eastern Conference. There is no Kawhi Leonard in the Eastern Conference. There's Giannis. There's Giannis. You got KD. You got Embiid. But give me this dude I can give the ball to when it counts and say, deliver for me. Give me the dude that's going to give me 25